Now this thing looks like a beast.
Welcome to Autobot Arcade.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Leader Class Onyx Prime. But before we do, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Autobot Arcade and Autobot Arcade Reviews. But without further ado, let's get into this review. Starting off with the packaging, as for all the Age of the Primes boxes, we have a nice Transformers Age of the Prime logo down the bottom, with some nice digital artwork on the side of the front, and a nice picture of some of the Primes on the side of the box, with some pictures of him in robot mode, beast mode and centaur mode on the back of the box, and a nice digital render of him in beast mode on the other side of the box.
And here he is, but before we take a closer look at him, who is Onyx Prime?
Onyx Prime is one of the original 13 primes created by Primus. Known as the Prime of Beasts, a mystical figure associated with nature, instinct and the animalistic aspects of Cybertronian life. Unlike most Cybertronians, Onyx Prime was intrinsically tied to beast modes, and his followers, the Maximals, shared his reverence for animal forms as an expression of freedom and raw power. He is wise, enigmatic, and occasionally ruthless, and believes in strength through instinct rather than technological advancements.
But now, let's take a closer look at him in robot mode. And straight away, this guy is looking really good. Now, I'm not usually that interested in Transformers that turn into beasts, but I have to say he is pretty cool. And I do really like the metallic, natural cross look to this guy, and taking a closer look at the detail on this guy, and he does have a lot of it. He is mostly this metallic brown colour with some areas of darker brown throughout. The wings can be spread out, and from the front these look amazing and have a gradient to them, starting lighter and getting darker. There is some slivers of silver colour on him too, and some gold on the crotch and chest area. Looking at the face sculpt, it's all silver with some red for the eyes, and around that he's got this really cool looking beast mask that is also done in some different shades of brown, but with some more red for the beast eyes, and some gold for what looks like the beak and teeth. Moving on to the arms, he has this really nice armour look to it. No extra paint, just the brown plastic, but it looks really good. And that carries on down to the thighs as well, with some silver for some pretty menacing knees. And the lower legs have this animal look to it, where they have two knees, and it makes me think this guy looks like a fawn or something. And it has this sort of fur look to it as well, which is nice. And then spinning around to the back and looking at the wings, some parts of them have this leathery look to it, which just helps to sell that this guy is more in touch with the natural part of the universe rather than the technological. The only thing that I'm not super happy with in this mode is that the beast mode head is just hanging out on the back. But other than that, he does look really good.
Inside the box, we get the instruction manual. And as for accessories, we get these two things. Starting off, we have this black thing, which can be his tail in all three modes, but also doubles as a bow. Got a nice curve to it, and when you fold it out, it does look pretty nice. It's all just cast in black, there's no paint on it whatsoever, but there is some nice detailing with this sort of robotic looking ropes and some panel lines as well. Nothing on the inside of it though. And for the second accessory, we get his staff, which can come apart. The handle is just cast out of a grey plastic, no paint, but the tip of the staff has this nice brown metallic look to it, just like the rest of the figure, and it does have some gold paint on it as well. There is some nice detailing on here with a lot of nice sharp angles and spikes on it, but don't worry, it's cast out of this rubber material, so it's not going to hurt anyone. and it does also have these pegs and slots to attach onto the figure. And bringing in the figure, we can take the staff and just slot it into his hand, like so. And bringing over the bow, if we fold it in half, then we can use the tab right here to slot into the back panel right here to give him his tail. I'm not sure why he needs a tail in this mode, but this is what the instructions say to do in this mode. But you are free to use the accessories however you want, and it looks quite nice. And if we remove the accessories, then we can split the bow in half again, and then bring in the staff, and using this peg right here, we can slot it in right here, and then we can take the whole bow and use this tab right here to peg into the hand. Now when you do fold out the fingers, they do look a bit funky. It doesn't look like he's holding it properly, but it is nice to have a character with a bow and arrow. I always like bow and arrow characters, but it's not the easiest to pose with him. But when you do find the right position, he does look pretty cool. For articulation, the head can spin all the way around and look up and down and tilt side to side. The shoulders can come out this far and back that far, and if you move the wings they can go even further back. They go forwards this far and swivel at the elbow with a single jointed bend. There's a swivel at the wrist and some finger articulation. The wings can go back and forwards and tilt up and down and extend. They are made of this rubber material, so they do catch, but it's not that hard to untangle them. If you move the waist pieces, then you can get a swivel. The legs can go out this far, back this far, and forwards this far, and swivel. There is 2 knee joints, and some nice ankle rockers. For some comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, the Gamer Edition Ratchet, the Commander Class G1 Optimus Prime. For some other Prime comparisons, here he is next to the first Prime, Primer Prime, and Vector Prime, the smallest Prime, Solus Prime, and until now, the largest Prime, Megatronus Prime, and the soon to be reviewed Alchemist Prime, the New Age Optimus Prime, the Marvel Legends Sam Wilson Captain America, and the Star Wars Black Series Shaq T. But without further ado, let's get down to transformation.
And here he is in Centaur mode. And don't get me wrong, for a triple changer it's not that bad. And there is usually one mode that is weaker than the rest. and for me that is this mode. Bearing in mind that centaurs are one of my favourite mythical creatures, I thought this would be my favourite mode. I can't quite pin what it is that's putting me off. It might be that from the side it sort of looks bunched up and not complete towards the back, or that from the front the arms just don't seem proportional to the rest of the figure. But there is one part about this mode that I really like, and that's the battle mask. Basically the face just shifts up into the mask on top of it, and it has almost this predator look to it, which is nice. Bringing in the accessories, the instructions tell you to combine them together to form this bow, and then you put it in the hand, and that's the weapon for this mode. And it's not a bad looking bow, but the other hand can't quite line up with the end of the arrow, and the way it attaches in the fingers does make the hand look a bit funky. And here he is in his final mode, the Beast mode. And I do really like this mode, much more than the Centaur mode. I still think the back end looks a bit odd, where it just suddenly drops off onto the back legs, but I do like the combination of the wings and the 6 legs to make him look even more like a mythical beast. And the head for this thing looks amazing, as it brings in that robotic look to make it look like a transformer again. It's mainly a dark brown, but once again it's got some red to make the eyes pop, and there is some silver for the teeth and the horns on the side of the head. For the articulation in this mode, the head is on a ball joint, so it can go up and down and spin all around. The jaw is on a hinge. The legs can go forwards and backwards and bend at the knees, and the hands can swivel. The middle legs can come out to the sides, and the knees can move slightly, and the whole leg can go backwards, and there's a bit of hoof articulation, and the back legs can also go back and forwards and come out to the side, and some movement at the knee as well. And bringing in the accessories once again, the bow can be folded up and slotted into the back just like in robot mode to give him a tail, and the spear can be attached up on the wing. But there is one more thing this mode can do, and that's fold up the middle set of legs. So if you just want to give him 4 legs, then you can certainly do that. And with those middle legs folded up, I think he possibly looks even cooler, and something about it makes the back look a little bit cleaner, especially from the side. And I think if I have him in beast mode, this is probably how I would have him.
For some beast mode comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, the Gamer Edition Ratchet, the Commander Class G1 Optimus Prime, the Prime of Time Vector Prime, the First Prime Primer Prime, the Master of the Forge Solus Prime, the Fallen Megatronus, the Prime of Elements Alchemist Prime, the New Age Optimus Prime, the Marvel Legends Sam Wilson Captain America, and the Star Wars Black Series Shaq T.
And that wraps up our review of the pretty cool Leader Class Onyx Prime. And overall, I really like this guy, and I think he's possibly my favourite Prime so far. I like all three modes, although I do think the Centaur mode is probably the weakest, and in Beast mode I think it looks a bit cleaner when the middle set of legs are folded away. But he's definitely well worth the pickup and looks awesome next to the other Primes we have so far. And with all that said, before he goes all Beast mode on us, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more Transformers reviews. And if you liked the video, why not leave a comment down below, tell me which is your favourite mode for this guy. And until next time, transform and roll out.